So Warren Buffett is known for saying, "Be fearful when others are greedy," and vice versa. And I really thought at the beginning of the year when we first heard about the concept of a great resignation, I thought that would fizzle out because the people who would not resign would greatly benefit from going against the herd. But I kind of underestimated herd mentality. But that's a good thing because taking advantage of going against herd mentality has been the flavor of most of my investment strategy. Of course, the herd is betting against precious metals right now. They're betting into Bitcoin right now. And I like to say that I'm benefiting from, I didn't buy any Bitcoin, but I'm benefiting greatly from everybody else buying it because they're not buying gold. And that's, well, especially platinum as well, right? I just recently acquired some more platinum, and so I hope my goal is to have 200 ounces of platinum before this is all said and done, because I want to eventually trade it for 400 ounces of gold in one of those Fort Knox style bars. I don't know why. I just want one day. So 200. Actually, I think I'll need more than 200 ounces of platinum because it might be a taxable event when you go to sell platinum and buy gold. So I might need 300 ounces of platinum, but that's within reach as well. If I have enough time, that will be within reach. Getting back to the story, I was a little bit surprised that nobody resigned yet. To give you an idea of how glad I am that it played out the way it did, I used to have a hard time with leaving my work on time because I never knew if I would upset somebody by leaving work on time. You got to understand the stuff I was doing. I'm an adjunct professor, and you would think that a lot of students, they can't wait to get out of class. No, people actually like me. The unfortunate thing is that it makes it very difficult to say that class is done for today. As a private tutor, forget about it, right? You're working one-on-one with the student. First of all, you don't want to be constantly looking at the time to know when to go, right? And so I wouldn't look at the time, and then obviously it would go past time. And even when I saw that it was 10 past, 20 past, it was like, how do I get out of here? You know, especially if the student's not antsy to go, right? If you got a student who's antsy to go, you're not doing your job very well either, right? So it was really a no-win situation. Sometimes I would arrange for somebody to call me. Let's say I had a tutoring session from 7 to 8. I would sometimes literally ask a friend to call me at 8:10, just to give me an excuse to get out of there. And also some of these clients, at the other end of the spectrum, you have some clients who don't like you. And any little mishap, and they're gone, right? I had a client like that one time. I had asked if, I was starting with them in May, and that first week, I told them that I had a computer game conference in August. This was back in 2019 when you actually had to travel somewhere to go to a computer game conference. And I asked them, would it be better if I went, because the conference is only one day, but I want to spend a week in, where was that time? Tokyo. Should I go the week before the conference or the week after? And as soon as my student heard that I would miss a week, they quit. I mean, they didn't even stop to ask me about the conference, or I didn't even book the ticket yet, right? If they were nice people to work with, I probably would have just canceled the trip, right? But they left. And so fast forward 2 years later, in the midst of the Great Resignation right now. So earlier today, I was arranging for another client. They wanted to work from 7 to 8 p.m. Now the problem with 7 to 8 p.m. is that I have work at a tutoring center and then at the university, and then I would have to rush to them. Usually, I like to do intermittent fasting. I usually eat right after work. So if I took on these clients, now my fast goes on for 18 hours instead of 16, which I'm not very comfortable doing every day. I mean, some days, yes, I do like to do long fasts like that. And so I asked if they could do it later in the evening or maybe on my off day. And they actually talked to me. They didn't just quit. And this would never fly 2 years ago. You hear us, the new client, and they want a certain hour. You try to make that hour available, even if it means giving up your fast or just being miserable during the time, right? You at least get the foot in the door, get a few sessions under your belt, and then you negotiate, right? The Great Resignation has kind of changed that dynamics a lot, right? So the last thing I want to do is to quit while everybody else is quitting, right? Now, everybody was complaining about how expensive this past Thanksgiving was, right? The travel expenses were expensive, turkey was expensive, everything else, right? But everybody's going away. I stayed home. See, why would I want to join in all the madness that was going on, right? Besides, nobody wanted to work at the tutoring center during the Thanksgiving week. And I think that it was a mess because I was the only tutor there. We had 8-9 students, and so I think I really got. I didn't get extra pay though. That's the unfortunate part. But I think I got a lot of mileage out of my work, right? And I didn't have to pay all those ridiculous travel expenses.